Ladies and gentlemen, friends, dreamers, believers. First, let me ask you something. Have you ever had a moment in your life where you thought about someone, and suddenly your phone buzzed, and it was them? Or maybe you kept imagining something, maybe a dream job, or a trip, or even a car, and then one day, it showed up in your life? You probably laughed and said, "What a coincidence." But deep down, you wondered, wait, was that just luck? Or did I somehow call that into existence? That, my friends, is where the magic begins. That's where we step into the mysterious, powerful, life-changing idea known as the law of attraction. And I'm not here to give you a boring lecture or repeat what you've already seen in YouTube videos or read in books. I'm here to tell you stories, real stories, my own struggles, the lessons I've learned, the mistakes I've made, the times I doubted myself, and the moments I realized, damn, this thing actually works. So buckle up, because by the end of this speech, I want you to walk out of here not just believing in the law of attraction, but living it. Let me take you back a little. I was broke. And when I say broke, I don't mean, oh, I can't go on a vacation this year. I mean broke. Checking my bank balance every morning, praying that my debit card wouldn't embarrass me at the grocery store. You ever been there? That moment when the cashier swipes and you're holding your breath? Yeah, that was me. At that time, I thought the law of attraction was nonsense. I had heard about it from a friend who was into self-help books. She said, if you think positive things happen. I rolled my eyes. I thought, so you're telling me, if I sit in my room and imagine $1 million, it's just gonna fall from the sky? Please. But let me tell you what happened. One day, frustrated, I decided, you know what? What do I have to lose? Let me try this thing for 30 days. I started visualizing, not money falling from the ceiling, but little things. A free coffee, an unexpected compliment, running into an old friend. And in just a week, things started happening. I walked into a cafe, and the barista smiled and said, "Hey, we made an extra latte, want it?" Free coffee. Check. Later, I got an email from a company I had applied to months ago. They wanted an interview. Unexpected opportunity. Check. And then, out of nowhere, my cousin called me. "Hey, I've got an extra ticket to this concert tonight. You want to come?" Free fun. Check. Now, was it magic? Or was it me tuning into a frequency I had ignored before? That's when it hit me. The law of attraction isn't about sitting in your room doing nothing. It's about aligning your energy, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions with the life you want. Here's the best way I can explain it. Imagine life is like a giant radio. All the frequencies are out there. Success, love, happiness, money, health, peace. They're already playing. But here's the catch. You only hear the station you tune your dial to. If your dial is set to Fear FM, you hear fear. If it's set to Doubt 101.5, you'll hear doubt all day long. But if you tune into Gratitude 98.7 or Success 104, suddenly the music of abundance starts playing in your life. And once I understood this, everything started to change. Let me share some stories with you. Open book story 1. Jim Carrey's $10 million check. Before Jim Carrey was famous, he was a broke comedian. He wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered and dated it 10 years in the future. He carried that check in his wallet everywhere he went. Guess what? Just before that date, he landed Dumb and Dumber, and he was paid exactly $10 million. Open book story 2. Oprah Winfrey's visualization. Oprah used to sit on her porch in Mississippi as a little girl and imagine herself being on television. She felt it. She believed it. She lived it in her mind long before it happened in reality. Today, she's not just on television, she is television. Open book story 3. My own journey. When I was struggling, I wrote in my journal every day, I am worthy. Opportunities flow to me. I am living my dream life. At first, it felt fake. I felt like a liar writing it down. But slowly, something shifted. I carried myself differently in interviews. I spoke with more confidence. People started noticing. Within a year, I had landed a job I once thought was impossible for me. Coincidence? Or the law of attraction in action? Now, I want to be real with you. Most people who try the law of attraction fail. And not because it doesn't work, but because they don't understand how it works. Here's where people mess up. They think it's about wishing, not believing. They focus on what they don't want instead of what they do want. They give up too quickly when results don't appear instantly. It's like planting a seed and then digging it up every day to check if it's growing. You can't do that. You have to trust. You have to water it. You have to let the roots build underground before you see the sprout above ground. Here's the secret sauce: emotion. The law of attraction isn't just about saying the words or making a vision board. It's about feeling it in your bones, in your heart, in your soul. When you think about your dream life, don't just say, "I want a house." Close your eyes. Picture yourself walking through the door. Smell the fresh paint. Hear the laughter of your family inside. Feel the couch under your fingertips. Taste the coffee you're drinking in your dream kitchen. Live it so deeply in your imagination that your brain doesn't know the difference between fantasy and reality. Because here's the thing, your brain doesn't know the difference. That's neuroscience. Studies show when athletes visualize practicing, their brains light up the same way as if they were physically training. That's why the law of attraction works. It rewires your subconscious mind to act like it's already true. Now, let me be crystal clear. You cannot just sit on your couch, visualize a Ferrari, and wait for it to roll up your driveway. That's not attraction, that's delusion. The law of attraction is not just about thoughts, it's about aligned action. You think it, you feel it, you believe it, and then you step into opportunities that match that belief. When you believe you're worthy, you show up differently. When you expect abundance, you spot opportunities others ignore. When you carry the energy of confidence, people want to be around you. That's when doors open. That's when the universe meets you halfway. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, live as if your dream is already yours. Write down every morning, "I am attracting your goal." Spend 5 minutes visualizing it so deeply that your heart races. Take one small action daily that aligns with that dream. And most importantly, practice gratitude like it's your religion. Because gratitude is the frequency of abundance. When you're grateful for what you already have, the universe says, "Oh, they like this. Let me give them more." The law of attraction is like a silent partner in your life, always listening, always responding, and whether you're aware of it or not, it's taking every single thought you think and multiplying it into opportunities, people, and events that match that same energy. If you wake up every morning rehearsing your failures, your brain becomes a magnet for more situations where you feel like you're not enough. But if you rehearse victories, visualize yourself winning, thriving, smiling, your subconscious literally rewires itself to chase and create that reality. Too many of us spend years tuning into a station of doubt and lack, like a broken record that says, "I can't, I won't, I never will." And then we're surprised when life echoes back, "You can't, you won't, you never will." Think of your mind like a GPS. If you keep entering the destination fear, don't be shocked when you keep arriving at places that drain your spirit. But if you boldly enter success, joy, abundance, the universe starts rerouting every detour to bring you closer to it. The most beautiful part about the law of attraction is that you don't need permission from anyone. You don't need your boss, your parents, or society to approve of your dream. The only signature required is your own belief. When you decide to focus on gratitude instead of complaints, on possibilities instead of problems, you don't just change your mood, you change the frequency of your entire existence. And suddenly doors that looked locked start swinging wide open. There was a time when I thought happiness was waiting for me at the end of success, but through practicing the law of attraction, I realized success is actually waiting at the end of happiness, because joy is the magnet that pulls greatness in. Imagine a gardener planting seeds. They don't stare at the soil screaming, "Where's my tree?" Every day, they trust the process, water the ground, and celebrate the unseen growth underground. And that's exactly how faith works with attraction. Some people laugh at dreamers, but what they forget is that every skyscraper, every song, every invention, every empire began as nothing more than a vision someone refused to let go of. If you can carry around an image of your future so vividly that it excites you, calms you, and moves you every time you think of it, then your reality will bend in small, almost imperceptible ways to catch up to that image. The universe is like a mirror. It doesn't give you what you want because wanting comes from lack. It gives you what you are. So if you walk as love, you attract love. If you radiate abundance, you attract abundance. I once wrote down my goals on a scrap of paper and forgot about it. And years later when I found that note, I realized nearly every single thing had happened. not because the paper was magic, but because the act of writing focused my energy like a laser. People think they'll believe in the law of attraction once they see proof, but the paradox is that the proof only comes after the belief, and those who dare to believe without evidence are the ones who end up holding the evidence in their hands. Sometimes the universe won't give you what you want immediately, not because it doesn't work, but because it's rearranging people, events, and circumstances behind the scenes to deliver something even better than you imagined. Your words are spells. You cast them into the atmosphere every time you complain, every time you doubt, and every time you affirm. And the law of attraction is simply the magic that makes those spells take physical form. When you carry a grateful heart, even the smallest blessings, like a smile from a stranger, a ray of sunlight on your face, or a laugh with a friend, start to multiply into more reasons to be grateful, creating an endless cycle of abundance. The truth is, we've all used the law of attraction at some point. When you obsessed over failure and failed, when you expected rejection and got it, or when you dared to believe something amazing could happen and then it did. Life doesn't reward your doubts, it rewards your courage. And when you start expecting the best instead of preparing for the worst, your world expands in ways you could never calculate with logic alone. The law of attraction isn't about asking for a miracle and then sitting back. It's about becoming so aligned with the miracle that you naturally step into the paths, conversations, and choices that make it real. Every great dreamer, from Einstein to Oprah to Steve Jobs, tapped into this invisible force not by being lucky, but by relentlessly holding a vision so strong that reality eventually surrendered and conformed to it. Let me leave you with this thought. The law of attraction isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the fullest, most powerful version of yourself. It's about remembering that you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of your reality. Every thought you think is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. Every emotion you feel is a vibration that calls experiences toward you. And every belief you hold is shaping the future you're walking into. So the question is, what station are you tuned into? Fear or faith? Doubt or belief? Scarcity or abundance? Because the universe is listening. The universe is always saying yes. And my friend, it's time for you to start saying yes to yourself. Thank you.